what is happening in other parts of the world. So as we think, Japan is not in any league of countries which encourage women to step into the board. So it's only abysmal low of 0.9%. So the story of Japan is very different. Women are not to be seen in the top management rungs. And the Mahila Bank is a great wonder to them that a bank of this kind has been created in India. It is felt that increasing experience, career expertise, generational experience and industry knowledge, be it via gender or culture, ethnicity or even age, will enhance the board values. Diversity is often characterized as a double-edged sword or a mixed blessing, as it has both positive and negative effects on team functioning and performance. The information decision-making perspective suggests that variation in group composition leads to an increase in the skills, abilities, knowledge and formation of team as a whole. Such an increase significantly enhances decision-making as the different views and perspectives of diverse team members lead to in-depth discussion and consideration of different alternatives. Hence, diversity leads to generation of more alternative solutions to a problem, more thorough evaluation of different options, and results in superior decision making. But the same token argues that the quality of reasoning in majority opinions is enhanced by the consistent counter arguments presented by the minority team members. The positive effects of diversity on the group's ability or to process information, perceive and interpret stimuli, and ultimately make decisions as cognitive consequences of diversity. In general, information decision-making theories put forward that team diversity increases group creativity. So you all will agree with me why we should have a balanced board, why we should have a diverse board. A substantial body of research has revealed some consequential gender differences in values and attitudes. Research has shown that men and women differ ideologically, especially in terms of women's greater compassion and men's greater tolerance for ethical lapses and endorsement of morally non-traditional social policies. If somebody does a fraud, say in a bank branch, a woman manager gets aggressive. She says, I will not tolerate this. I will, chalo chalo chota 500 rupiya ka fraud. The man says, chalo chore, usko to family koi problem ho jayega. Whereas she, on the one hand, she is compassionate. At the same time, the non-ethical practices are not acceptable to her. An analysis taken up in 1997, it's pretty old research, revealed that men were less likely to perceive specific business practices such as insider trading as unethical. And you know the story now, what has happened to the McKinsey chief, insider trading. I don't think you would have come across a woman doing insider trading of that, volume or getting trapped or getting into that kind of, I would say, unpopular, positioning. They are likely to perceive business practices such as insider trading as unethical. They are less likely to perceive. Women joining predominantly male groups are likely to bring along different values and attitudes, which may result in higher value diversity, thus increasing the level of debate and generation of alternatives in the boardroom. Such differences may be crucial for the board's ability to steer corporate strategy and exert control over management as a guardian of the shareholders' values. According to this view, it has been found that gender diverse boards allocate more effort and more effective in monitoring management. From an information processing and decision-making perspective, diversity in values bring a number of benefits to team decision-making. Good corporate decision-making requires ability to hear and consider different points of view, which comes from people who have different backgrounds, experiences, and perspectives. Companies that have women directors and executive officers lead by example. They send a clear message that they value diversity of thought and experience. Advancing women to positions of leadership is smart business. It's not a compelled business, it is smart business. Women on boards bring different perspectives to the difficult issues facing today's corporations. it is widely believed that diversity of thought, helps in the growth and development of the company. A diverse board is better positioned to thrive in today's global economy, where the pace of change is accelerating and rapidly changing economic realities require nimble, strategic, and well-informed directors. Senior women executives offer the skills and experience that most boards need, including industry knowledge, operational experience, and functional expertise. There is a huge untapped pool of talent. Clearly, financial measures excel where women serve on corporate boards. President of Catalyst, it's a kind of agency which conducts a lot of research studies, especially on boards. The study again demonstrates the very strong correlation between corporate financial performance and gender diversity. We know that diversity, well managed, produces better results, and smart companies appreciate that diversifying their boards with women can lead to more independence, innovation, and good governance, and maximize their performance. The report found higher financial performance for companies with higher representation of women in three important measures. Return on equity. On average, companies with highest percentage of women board directors outperformed those with the least by 53%. It's a very important financial number. Companies with the highest percentages of women board directors outperform those with the least by 42%. Return on invested capital. On average, companies with the highest percentages of women on board outperform those with the least by 66%, which is very important, return on capital. The correlation between gender diversity on boards and corporate performance can also be found across most industries, from consumer to manufacturing to information technology. With all the good things that we have seen, the executive pipeline continues to be a challenge, as this is the production point for women directors. Why there is a lack of women at the board level, with a limited number of senior women business executives being the top reason cited for the shortage. What happens is, at least I can speak for my industry, the banking industry, because public sector banks control 70% of the financial assets of the country. Here what happens, women are very enthusiastic, very well qualified, very dedicated. On day one, when you address them, the directly recruited officers or probationary officers, whatever you call them, they are very, excited. And if you ask them, where would you see you from today in your career? They say, Madam Chairman, Madam Executive Director, at least General Manager. So this is the aspiration they all voice out on day one when they come into the class. But over a period of time, they get the promotion very fast, very smart. They clear their first promotion, second promotion. The third promotion says, you will move from Hyderabad to Shimla. She says, I don't want promotion. Very smart girls, very brilliant girls. They say, no, madam, I have a family. My mother-in-law is 75. My, husband is on transfer. So let me remain as scale 2. And lifelong, they don't mind being, in scale 2. See, that is where the talent gets stunted. So the pipeline doesn't grow. The pipeline has one or two people who get, who are very passionate and, decidedly want to be somebody, escape this clog and then slip into the pipeline. And then they travel forward. So the problem with the industry is today you will not find women, hardly you find women chairmen. Maybe, forget the private sector, the public sector you have the State Bank and you have Bank of India and maybe me. Three of us are only three of us. And if next year Bank of India madam retires, I don't know, we'll shrink to 2. Actually, we were 5 at one point in time. And there was Gaga, Indian industry is taken over. And if you put the entire Indian banking industry, including private, public, foreign, you have a Chanda Kochar heading the highest, you have a Shikha Sharma, you have a Nainalal Kidwai on the foreign bank side, and 3-4 of us this side. So people said the women control major public sector banking, that was business. That was one. Then we were 5 at one point in time, including Allahabad chairman and United Bank chairman. So when both of them exit the industry, one of the magazines wrote, the top room in banking is again being occupied by boys. And they did a story. You know, what is, because we don't have anybody at this moment to step into that. So they said the top room is going to be occupied by boys again. So this is where the pipeline, I mean, I can speak for my industry. It could be the same with other industries. Maybe you take oil industry, petroleum, power sector, wherever there could be excellent, you know, women who are, you know, petrochemical engineers, who could be marketing executives. But after some time, you know, if you are put on the field, you have to climb the, you know, the refinery somewhere and then work. They say, no, we are very happy, you know, on the desk job. So there is a compromise happening by which the pipeline is empty always. So the major problem for, and you know, now what has happened, the mandation by the Companies Act, we are running around for, you know, directors. We are looking at, are you available? Can you come onto the board? And now people have become very smart. They, you know, once upon a time when you ask, are you interested in being a director? Immediately people said yes, they jumped because it made a status. Today, people take advice. अरे वो company में जा सकता है क्या? कैसा है board? Management कैसा है? People do the due diligence before they say yes to the, you know, getting onto the board. Because the responsibilities have increased. Because the time is one which can pin down the directors. So there is a lot of due diligence on the part of the prospective directors. One, you don't have directors, and secondly, people start, I mean, it's good on their part, they have become very information sensitive, that they are doing their due diligence before they step onto the board. So the pipeline being empty, or we don't have enough women, is a problem. So what we need to do is, it is not overnight people become directors. You know, you have to grow. You have to grow from maybe a mid-level executive, senior, top management, and then because there is a maturation process that is required in this. And as you reach that level, you step into the boardroom, well, you need to have that understanding the dynamics of the boardroom. You know, the room is very sensitive. It's very different from what it is. Stepping into the boardroom, people think it is, you know, it's something very, I would say, you know, attractive. It is attractive, but the contribution, now the peer review will come. Once the peer review comes, your contribution gets evaluated by the rest of the 10 directors, right? Maybe the shareholders evaluate you. So, you know, you are from all sides. It's like firing on all cylinders that a director is supposed to do. So we need to, you know, encourage women. First and foremost, all the companies, corporations, banks, financial institutions, what they need to do is, they need to, maybe till such time we reach a 30%, 40% like Norway or Finland, we need to encourage women, create that kind of a climate where they can, you know, be motivated to scale up and up. Because once they stop at a particular stage, however brilliant they are, you cannot promote them. See, a retired executive director or a chairman of a bank, or, you know, you can look to them for being on a board. However brilliant the girl at a, you know, a chief manager level or an assistant general manager, she may be brilliant, she knows the entire banking, everything. But at a position, she cannot be absorbed on the board, because the board requires certain stature and experience. So it is, I think all of us, the companies, I mean, as organizations, we need to encourage more and more women to move up to that position so that you have a supply. So there is no supply these days, absolutely no supply. You know, somebody said, if you want, you can quit your job, you can get into maximum boards. I said, I'm not interested at this point in time. So that is where the demand is. See, the family-run companies, they find themselves, maybe a Godrej or a, you know, Tata's. I mean, of course, Tata's is not that kind of a company. Generally, you can look, the girls get educated abroad, come back, they take charge of certain positions, so they get graduated, they get inducted. Whereas, you know, in the general, the companies, the banks, which are private sector entities, it is the women who need to move forward and occupy that position. So that is one we need to do ourselves, and I would beseech upon all the women here, at whatever levels you are, you make the endeavor to take your promotions, including my colleague Sucharita, I'm telling. You take the promotions, move forward, and then have a claim to occupy the chair of the director.